welcome to more Reddit stories.
Am I the asshole for telling my wife's stepdad our newborn son isn't calling him father? My 27 male, wife's 27 female, father passed away when she was 9, and her mum remarried to her stepdad when she was 15. My wife and her stepdad have always butted heads because he oversteps and tries to force himself as a father figure in her life. When my wife's mum married him, they both made it very clear that he was never going to be her dad, and he basically had no control over her, and he reluctantly accepted that over the years. Fast forward to today. My wife gave birth to our son a week ago. He is the first grandbaby on both sides, so all the grandparents are trying to figure out what they want to be called. My wife's stepdad's name is David, and wants our son to call him Avi, meaning father in Hebrew. My wife and I are uncomfortable with our son calling him this, so we asked him if there was another name he could go by, and he made a fuss that he intentionally didn't want to be called Grandpa because my wife had made a point in the past that his actual grandpa is no longer with us, but now he's complaining that we aren't going to be happy with any name he wants to go by. Am I the asshole for telling him my son isn't calling him father?
Yeah, I don't think either of them are assholes.
Yeah, I don't think OP is an asshole. I think the stepdad has a bit of a jealousy issue with a dead man and is trying actively to replace him in his stepkid's life. And in result of being told, no, you can't do that, he's now trying to do it to the grandkid, which is still not good.
Am I the asshole for considering myself white? My granddad was Japanese. He came to the States for work and promptly converted from Buddhism to Christianity, changed his name to an American name, married an Italian, and cut all ties with his home country and family. When my dad was born, my grandfather never really talked about Japan and refused to engage with conversation about where he came from. Coincidentally, when I was born 1/4 Japanese, Japanese culture had zero influence on my life. For this reason, I call myself white. I am white passing. I have no connection to Japanese culture and know zero about my remaining family in Japan. I offhandedly mentioned my grandfather was Japanese to a Korean friend who said, paraphrasing, "I didn't know you were Asian. Do you even plan on going to Japan?" I said, "I consider myself white, but yes, I am 1/4 Japanese. I don't really think I'll ever go to Japan, though. It's not really my thing." My friend kinda scoffed and asked why it isn't my thing. I talked about how I didn't speak the language, have no connection to the culture, look white and don't fit in Japanese spaces, and I'm not necessarily interested in learning more. They said I was being racist and invalidating the biracial experience by whitewashing myself and valuing whiteness over my culture. It wasn't a big fight or anything, but I'm left feeling confused. Like, am I being racist? I don't know. I genuinely feel like I don't fit in Asian spaces, and I feel like a culture vulture any time I'm engaging with anything Japanese. It's had no bearing on my life. I feel like it's more problematic for me to suddenly start calling myself Japanese to anyone and everyone. Probably some internalized issue there, but I didn't think it was such a big deal. Any feedback appreciated.
I don't have much to say about this one because being like purely like fully British and like that's basically all I've got. I don't have the same kind of views on ethnicity. So I just kind of like what do I have to get angry about? Like someone put the wrong seasoning on my beans on toast. So like I don't see like the big wallop about different ethnicities and stuff. I feel like if I mean it's you're a couple generations down. You grew up in America.
Yeah, like you said, you've got...
Visually, he looks white American.
Yeah,
Just call yourself American. I don't.
I think his friend called him racist because he didn't use the term American, instead he called himself white.
Mm. I mean, at the end of the day, it's his own identity, his own image. So if he looks white, he grew up in America in a white country.
Yeah.
Call yourself white.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think his friend that called him racist is the arsehole because I mean, like, what is he? Did he say he's like 1/4 Japanese
Yeah.
or something like that? He's never been to Japan. He's not
He
like
doesn't speak the
invested in the
language.
culture. He doesn't even know of his relatives in Japan. Like, I have the tiniest bit of like German and French in me. Like, imagine if I just went around and said, "Yeah, I'm French, I'm German."
Yeah, I mean, I have
Like, I eat jacket spuds on the regular. You know what I mean, I may have the big old fucking honking nose schnozzer of a fucking French or German person, but I'm British. Am I the arsehole for not being able to make it to my sister's funeral? I could afford the ticket there, but with rent and the fact that I just finished working on my car, I couldn't afford a ticket back. I have a good job, but I just started a week ago. I asked my dad for help with the return flight and he said, God will provide. I asked my mum for assistance and she tried to use the funeral to shame me, saying things like, everyone is travelling, you had time to prepare. Mind you, my parents are recently divorced and have been playing this ask the other parent game my whole life. I'm 30 now. My big sister went missing in January and her body was found in March. We didn't have the funeral date and time until this month. Am I an arsehole for not making it? Am I an arsehole for being frustrated enough to not want to go? Honestly feel kind of torn up about everything. To me this sounds like the parents are like making this more about like their issues with each other than like the overall funeral or like death of their own child. Like with the fucking ask the other parent idea, where they're just passing one around. None of them are being helpful. Um, None of them are being proactive. Sure, she could have like attempted to save some money to go, but then again, she didn't know what the date would be. Um, she has other issues coming up like rent and
She's just fixed her car.
yeah. I mean, I feel like if anyone was in the situation, and obviously if your sibling had a voice, I'd say they'd probably say like focus on yourself. You know.
Yeah. And her dad saying, oh, God will provide. One of them sounds like a religious nut, and the other one's a narcissist.
Yeah, I mean, in my bank transfer, I don't see God sending me like 2,500. So, God, please, I've been praying.
Yeah, come on, man.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think she's an arsehole. I feel like being annoyed to the point where you don't want to go is kind of like a dick move, in my opinion. But because I feel like you should always be there if you can. Obviously, in this situation, she's struggling to get there, which is the main issue, and her parents are being unhelpful. I'd say not the arsehole.
Definitely not.
Am I the arsehole for getting a toilet beverage for my girlfriend? I, 28 male, have just finished up a vacation with my girlfriend, 29 female. We just arrived at the airport to leave and we settled down at our gate to wait for boarding. I decided to go to the bathroom and ask her if she wants me to refill her water bottle that had to be emptied because of TSA. She does and hands it to me. I jokingly ask, what do you want me to fill it with? To which she jokingly replies, whatever you find first, preferably clear. I go to the bathroom, and as I'm entering the store, I notice that someone left an unopened bottle of sweet tea on a little shelf high above the toilet, the same place I put my girlfriend's water bottle. In seeing this, I run back through our interaction and realise that this meets the requirements we went through, jokingly or not. I text her to see if she's interested, and she responds as though I'm joking. I can't stay in the stall forever, so I grab the tea and give it a cursory clean before leaving the bathroom. I double check, and there is no water fountain for me to fill her bottle, so I go back to her, and now she's miffed that I would even consider bringing her toilet tea. Am I the arsehole?
I wouldn't say he's an asshole, but he is definitely in the wrong for grabbing that tea from the bathroom. You have no idea who put it there, where they've been. They could be sick with a cold or something. Even though you've wiped it clean, there's still going to be bacteria on it regardless.
I don't think he's an arsehole, but I do think that he's a fucking moron. Because in what world would you ever go into a bathroom and stop perusing for fucking beverages?
Yeah.
But fucking iced tea in the public bathroom. It could be piss.
Are you sure
It's
it's iced
piss.
tea?
Someone
That's
pissed
true.
in that bottle.
Yeah, that's true. It's the equivalent of you walking down the street and you see a bottle of what you assume to be Nestea because it's yellow and it's not. You have no idea what is in it unless you're smelling it or even drinking it. Don't do it. Leave it where it is. Don't touch it.
Who let the dogs out?
Who? Who?